She thought betraying me would give her a wealthy life. She never imagined how badly it would backfire. I have been with S for 5 years and married for 2, and in those 7 years, everything for me was great. When we first met, it was love at first sight. I loved her more and more in these years. My friends even made fun of me for my changed character when I was with her. Before meeting her, I was usually a cold, tough, and very hard man. My character came from my experience in the army and due to my parents' character, and I have never been so vulnerable with anyone apart from her. So in these 7 years, everything for me was perfect. I was doing a job that was paying me very well. I finally had some money and I was extremely in love with the woman of my dreams. Thinking now I was smart enough to make a trust where I put all my money and properties and gave to my best friend and my sister the rule of executors. I did this because my best friend was divorced and he had to split all his money and properties with his ex-wife when she never contributed to pay a single cent. So I did this to be protected from a possible, but at that time, impossible, divorce, and for emergencies because at that time I was not financially stable, so I had to have a security net. Then before the marriage, we both agreed to do a prenup, where the only condition was that if someone of us would cheat, he or she would not have any type of alimony. In my country, this is legal. The thing is that when she proposed this, I was a bit in shock because I never thought for 1 second to cheat on her, or that she would cheat on me, so it went out of the blue. But I accepted it. The first year of marriage was perfect. We were wealthy, thanks to my job that was paying very well. We're renting a very big and nice house, we're enjoying our life, doing amazing experiences, going to amazing places for vacations, and we went out to know new people and friends. Unfortunately, the second year was not so good because I started to work with my company to make a very big client sign with us. So I admit that I was using all my energies for my work, and I told her this, but she was fine, because my work was our first and only resource of money, since she did not have any intention to work but just being a stay-at-home wife. Anyway, I knew that my work was getting difficult and I was always tired after it, but I tried my best to make her happy and satisfied, even with the stressful period, about 6 months. In fact, many times I put aside my personal life to prioritize her over myself just to not make her sad, feeling alone and without attention. My routine was getting up very early in the morning, gym, making breakfast for her, work, coming home and preparing her dinner, and then spending time with her, instead of relaxing. I went like this for 6 months, and after the client finally signed with us, I booked a 2-month vacation in her favorite place, Paris, to release stress and tension. The vacation went very well because I thought that we became stronger and more in love with each other. But when we came back home, I noticed that she was changing. She became distant, cold, and always looking at the phone instead of talking with me like before. I tried to talk to her about this many times, but her excuse was personal problems and stress, so I let it slide. This went for 6 months. One day I was having a very important meeting where the big boss was about to announce the raises, so I was nervous because finally my hard work and dedication were about to pay off with a big raise. In fact, I had a raise of 30% on my salary because of the sign with the big client, and after the meeting I told my coworkers that I was about to take a couple of days of vacation to celebrate the important news, and they all agreed. So that day, I went home early to give the announcement to my lovely wife. But when I parked my car, I heard very loud voices of someone who was having intimacy coming from my house, but I thought that I heard wrong because my wife was supposed to be shopping with her friend. Until, while I was getting near to the door, I heard her voice, so I took a moment to take out my phone and record the scene. When I entered, the end of the world happened. I caught her having intimacy with a random man, and when I called her name, the shock on her face was just absolutely priceless. After I entered and I recorded like 1 minute, the man sneaked out of our house partially clothed, and with his clothes in his hands, leaving my wife covered with a cushion. I swear I wanted to destroy everything, but I just was in shock and did not say anything. I went to my room to pack all my stuff, and she started angrily to accuse me of cheating and that all this was not real, and that I was just dreaming. Thinking now what she was saying was just absurd and with no sense. I took like 30 minutes to pack my stuff and drove away, and when I left that house I just had a sense of relief, and that all my anger and tension was going away. I stayed in a hotel for some days while my phone was flooded with calls and texts from her. I ignored everything and changed my number. After a few more days, I contacted a lawyer and told him all the situation, and he said, "You are a smart person. I can guarantee that apart from having half of your money, she will not get anything else from you." So, after a few months of no contact, I sent her the divorce papers. In those months of no contact, I heard that she found a job to barely maintain the house, and when she got my divorce papers, she went on a meeting with her lawyer and mine with a big smile on her face and said, "I did the right thing cheating on you. I will have all your money and I will not work for the rest of my life." Me and my lawyer smiled at each other, and he put on the table the prenup agreement, and she immediately understood her mistake. She would only have half of my money and nothing else. Then S started to cry and begged me to forgive her, that it was just a little mistake, that she loves me and this kind of stuff. This scene went on for 20 minutes, and finally she signed the papers. She realized that the money she would have was enough to pay 5 months of rent of our house, and that she had ruined everything for herself. While I was going out of the place, she ran behind me repeating all the stuff. It was a mistake, she loves me, I must forgive her, and all of this. Coming to nowadays, I met a new girl and we are dating since a few months. I am happy, I have my work that pays me well, and my life is again happy. From what I heard, she stayed at our old house for some months, until the money was over. And now she is living in a small apartment near her new job. Of course, she tried again to contact me, but I never answered her texts and calls, because I do not feel anything for her but just indifference. I still thank my best friend for his advice about the trust. If you were in my place, would you ever forgive someone who betrayed you for greed? Or would you rebuild your life from scratch as I did?